Question 5. Elmer the emu takes 44 equal strides to walk between consecutive telephone poles on a rural road. Oscar the ostrich can cover the same distance in 12 equal leaps. The telephone poles are evenly spaced and the 41st pole on this road is exactly 1 mile from the first pole. How much longer in feet is Auger's leap from Elmer's stride? So when they say leap and stride, they're meaning the same thing. How much distance can each cover, and then subtract it and we get our answers, which is the interpretation of this question. So first of all, from the first pole to the 41st pole, we know that we only know the length of each stride between consecutive poles. So let's first consider how many spaces there are between each pole. If I were to have one pole and two poles, then that means there's only one space. If I have three poles, I have two spaces. If I have four poles, I have three spaces. So you can see that the number of spaces, just from a quick drawing, is equal to the number of poles subtracted by 1. And then if I have this algebraic expression, we must know that the number of poles must be greater than or equal to 2. So given this condition, we know that there are exactly 41 poles, right? Because the 41 poles mark the 5,280 feet, or the 1 mile distance. So given this information, the number of poles will be equal to 41. So therefore, the number of spaces, according to our equation, will be equal to 40. Given this information, how do we understand it even further? Well, if I have to have 40 spaces, these 40 spaces are what compose the 1 mile. For instance, if I were to have these two poles equal to 50 meters, then each distance must be 25 and 25. By the same logic, if I were to have 5,280 feet spaced between 40 poles, then that means, or 40 spaces, each space must be this amount of feet long. So that, dividing it out, will be 132 feet per space. So given this information, we know that Elmer the emu can cover 44 equal strides with that space. So 132 divided by 44 will give us the length of each stride, which gives 3 feet per stride. And we know that Oscar the ostrich, so ostrich, will cover the same distance in 12 equal leaps. So 12 leaps must cover the 132 feet. So dividing this out gives 11, which is 11 feet per stride. Now, subtracting each one out will give us the answer. So 11 minus 3 will give you 8 feet per stride more, which in other words will be answer choice B, and we are done.